Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Pillow Talk with Dr. Boyce and Dr. Alicia, and I'm here with my lovely wife, Dr. Alicia Watkins. How you doing today, babe?
I'm doing well. How are you really? How you doing?
I'm doing good, doing good. Just happy to be in Atlanta. Love Atlanta. You like ATL?
Of course, I like ATL. We had a good time.
It's a great
We
city.
talked to very interesting people, had good conversations.
Yeah, Madam President and D1 and saw Jay Morrison's people and a lot of other really great people down in Atlanta. Atlanta's just a great city.
And your aunt,
My Aunt
got to
Valeria.
talk to Aunt Valeria.
Shout out to Aunt Valeria.
hmm
Hey Mella. Hey Max Jerome. So we decided since it's Saturday night, you guys know sometimes I do my Dr. Boyce Exposed where I invite you to ask any question you have, any one sentence question, and I will give you an answer, an honest answer. And so we decided that since it's Saturday night, we would do the same thing together. So if you have a question, any question you have, just put your question in the chat and try to make it one sentence if you can. Anybody who makes a donation, your question will be highlighted. We will definitely answer any questions that have a donation attached. But we're not asking for your money, so don't think we're here begging for money. But that's one benefit you get, when you support the platform, is we definitely make sure our people get the people that really have our back on that level get special treatment. All right, so big first question is, Doc, what happened to the magical Haitians? I don't know. Jay Morrison went down there. He said that they all disappeared. You know all those Haitians that were under the bridge?
Yeah, and we asked him. We said, "Did you ever find out what happened to those Haitians?" And he's like, "No, we have
They just
no idea
they
where
were
they
all
are."
there was a bunch of people and then they were all gone. So I said, did they put them in Guantanamo Bay? Like, what did they do? Did they release them into the country? I don't think anybody really knows. So I don't know. That's a good
What
question.
is that?
Okay, here's another question.
hmm
How can a young man like me who's married and has a baby become successful? Um, I think skills are always beneficial, and I think learning, getting into a group. If you want to make money, get into a group of people where the focus of the group is making money, like a business group, investment clubs, things like that. What do you think?
I think you're already successful. You're married and you have a baby. That's great success. There's a
Yeah,
lot of people that's like, wow, I would love to be married and have a baby,
but he probably wants to make some money too. I think men especially, we feel a lot of pressure financially to make money, and no man wants to have his baby not be able to eat right. I don't care.
Okay, but I think okay, so I agree with that. I think providing for your family is important, but you can also provide for your family in other ways. I think men want to provide financially, but they also want to provide emotionally and in other ways.
Well, let me also say, as a man, if your wife can't provide, if your wife can't fill in that void, you find a way to hustle and get it done. Like, no, everybody can't be sitting around being a hippie. Now, Will Washington says, "What is your worldview, both you and your wife, Christian, atheists, Muslims?" I'd say I'm technically a Christian. What do you? What are you? I mean, you're. Would you? Well, I'll let you answer for yourself.
Well,
What's your basically your
I don't
religion?
want to talk about my religion.
Okay, all right.
I
Next.
don't want to
Okay, the next question.
because okay, I just want to say like that's a sticky thing to talk about religion
Right.
and your views on God. Is there a God? And what religion is the best religion? I don't, that's not something that I enjoy talking about. I have a view and I'm very clear what my view is, but that's not something I really want to talk about. I was raised, okay, I'll say this, I was raised Catholic.
Okay.
I was born and raised Catholic. How about you, Boyce? What were you?
I mean, I'm technically Christian. My dad is a Christian pastor. I identify Christian, but I don't go to church.
Well, the thing is that Christian is so broad. Like, so I don't know.
Southern
Is it
Baptist. How
if you
about
had
that?
to pick one? Would you? I mean, would you say that that's how you were raised, or?
Yeah, I'd say Southern Baptist, but I think we should give ourselves a 30-second time limit on every
Oh,
question.
are we taking? Am I taking too long? Too much
No,
of a deep dive
I'm looking
into?
at the clock. No, I
Oh,
want to answer a lot of questions.
oh, okay. So like a rapid fire, just like say
Yeah,
the first thing. Okay, all right.
yeah,
I'll
okay.
stop
So
diving
Angela
in.
says, "What's a good amount to start off investing?" Angela, you can actually get started investing with $5 in 5 minutes. It doesn't take long. Go to firstshareofstock.com. Firstshareofstock.com. That's a URL. I just put that on the screen, so feel free to take a look at that. And it's free.
Investing is exciting.
Yes, it is.
It's just fun. I mean, there's different ways to like invest your money, and I think it's just fun.
Absolutely.
Oh no,
It is
no.
fun.
Okay, go ahead.
For sure.
Rapid fire.
Brian Keneal says, I listened to you, invested, and made enough money to buy 2 library tax franchises. You're the man. Well, congratulations to Brian. Everybody say congratulations, Brian. Brian's got money.
Congratulations. What
He's
is a
doing well.
library tax franchise? What is that?
I have no idea, but it sounds like Brian is happy with it. And if he's happy, then I'm happy for him. Okay, next. Brian Rushing says, why are you letting social media trump the Constitution? I don't even know what that means. What do you?
Social media trump the
Why
Constitution.
am I letting social media trump the Constitution?
Like what part of the Constitution?
I have no idea. This is a question for
Okay,
you.
so this may be a really good reason why maybe 2 sentences.
Right, absolutely.
Maybe instead of
Maybe,
one,
yeah.
maybe 2
But if
sentences.
it's too long, it's hard to put on the screen.
It is hard to put, but at least it'll let me know exactly what you mean.
Okay, good point.
Sometimes, I miss the point.
Good point. All right. So
Okay.
Coco Dima says, what's the most important element to maintaining a happy marriage? What do you think, babe?
Oh gosh, the most important. Gosh, it has to be different for everybody, right? But I think some commonalities would just be having the utmost level of respect and admiration for your partner.
Okay.
What do you think, Boyce?
Um, Compromise.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Compromise and being flexible is
Leave your ego at the door.
What do you mean by leave your ego at the door? What does that
I
mean to
think
you?
because sometimes people think out of ego they have to control everything. I don't think if you think you gotta if you're in a family and in a group and you think you're gonna control everything, then you're gonna be constantly fighting with other people.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
you have to compromise. It's like being on a football team. If you're on a
Uh-huh.
football team, you ain't gonna get the ball every time.
You're not going to get the ball every time. So you got to work on the football team.
Yeah, I believe in the team spirit. I think that's important. So here's a question.
Okay.
Terrell gave $9.99. So they put him at the top because he's the big ball in the room. This is a heavy question, and you don't have to answer this if you want, but I'm gonna put it up here. He says,
What is it?
"Congratulations on your marriage, Dr. Alicia. May I respectfully ask?" He's being respectful.
Mm-hmm.
Why you got divorced from your first marriage? Ooh,
Yeah. That's
putting her in the hot seat.
Am I in the hot seat?
That's a heavy one.
It was something that was in the works for a while, and it was why I got divorced. I think I wanted I wanted my husband at the time to really be married to somebody who really loved him. And I felt like I just could not love him the way I think he deserved to be loved.
Okay.
And I'll just put it like that. Like I don't know what he would say. It'd be really interesting to hear from him. But I think in a nutshell, that's kind of how I felt.
Yeah, well, I met him.
Would you agree
Well,
with that?
yeah, well, I know your husband. He's a great guy, and I don't feel like it's my job to be involved with that.
Yeah, but we talk about what
Well,
happened.
we do, and I respect your position on it, and I respect the
Mm-hmm.
fact that your relationship is between you and him, and that's it.
Yeah, he's a really, I mean, seriously, like I couldn't have asked for a better first husband, and we had good times together and everything, but I just think that the time was up. Some really, and I learned my lesson. It's like you get with someone and you have got to get that lesson. And I think I learned my lesson with him, and I've learned it very well. And so I've taken that with me and grown from that. I've grown so much from that relationship. And so it was very meaningful to me. I'm not going to say it wasn't because, we were married for a while, but, and we had 3 wonderful children. So, I mean, it was so many good things that came out of that. It just was time. It was just time for us to move on.
Okay. All right. Next
Yeah.
question. Carl Footman says, Is stash good to invest in? I like stash. I've used it. I think it works. Marcelo saying, what religious excuse can I use to not have to get the shot? I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know, bro. What are people doing to get around it? I
you
see people have fake cards, but I'm not gonna recommend something like that.
well, I there's a doctor I go to that she completes religious exemptions. She's in Illinois,
Oh, really?
and she does all my religious exemptions for shots.
Okay.
And I just feel awful because I think like one day she's going to go out of business or she's just going to retire, and I'm going to have no one else to go to for my religious exemptions.
Oh,
So I mean,
interesting.
you can have a religious exemption in the state of Illinois. I don't know how it is for other states, but I write a letter for my children and I sign it and I take it to the doctor, and the doctor will do a physical, and so she will just complete religious exemption, and you attach the letter to it. So you
Mhm.
have to have that letter written, and then they just do it at their office.
Okay.
But it's really difficult to find a doctor who's willing to sign religious exemptions.
Okay.
So I'm
Interesting.
just really worried that in this current, am I taking too long?
Oh, we give ourselves 30 seconds.
Okay,
I
I've
hate to
taken
have to
too
cut you
long.
off. Yeah.
Okay, I've taken too long.
Okay. All right.
Sorry,
All
I'm
right.
wordy today.
That's okay.
Okay.
Next question, Darren Hackett. What's the best use of your 401k after retirement? I think you make a budget. Make sure you have real income. Income is the amount of money you have after you pay your expenses. A lot of people have jobs, but they don't have income, and because if you spend every penny you make, you don't have real income. Like a corporation that spends every penny that it makes has no profit, which means it has no net income. So most people don't have any income if they're not having something to save. So make a good budget and grow with the residual on a consistent basis, but still enjoy your life, and set your life up in a way that you're going to be financially efficient. Like little things like staying married is good for your finances. Little things like minimizing baby mama drama can help you with your finances. So don't think that it's just about how you manage your money. It's deeper than that.
Well, he was talking about like after you retire, you can start drawing down from your 401k.
Yeah, you do. You draw
Mm-hmm.
down from it, but you still have to have a budget, and you have to be in the
Mm-hmm.
scenario where, there's a lot of factors that play a part in retirement that people don't think about, like even how you raise your kids. If you raise them to be financially responsible, stuff like that, then they can come through and help you during retirement. A lot of people don't think about that.
Well, you do need to plan for retirement so that you don't. I would feel uncomfortable if my kids had to help me in my retirement. That would be
Hmm.
something that to me would not be a successful retirement if relied on my kids to help me. Like I would
Hmm.
hope that when I'm gone on, that I'd have something to give to them and not necessarily like give me money in
Right.
my retirement.
Well, I don't, it depends on how you want to look at it. So, okay, so let's
Okay.
see. Ursula says, "Do you guys ever get back to Tallahassee?" Not very often. We went through there one time.
Ursula, yeah, we went to Tallahassee.
You know Ursula?
No, but Ursula knows about Tallahassee, so I'm like,
Oh,
what's up with that? I get nostalgic feeling when I think about Tallahassee and I see the Florida State games and stuff, and of course the FAMU games.
Florida State has a terrible football team right
They
now.
do right now, but that's okay.
They got beat by Jacksonville State. I didn't
Listen,
even know that school
I,
existed.
I think that we're just unrealistic when we expect a team to always be good every single year and not have like bad times. Like let a team form, let a team get together and know each other, and then develop into a good team. Sometimes people graduate and they leave, you have different leadership, and sometimes you need to regroup and learn about each other. You don't have to always be winning all the time. But Tallahassee, we were in Tallahassee, remember? We
Hmm.
drove to Tallahassee, and it was really nice so that um, Nicole, our daughter, can like see where she was born. She was born in Tallahassee, so um, I'd like to get back to Tallahassee. What you think about Tallahassee, Boyce?
I liked it very much. It was nice. It was
It was a nice little
small.
metropolitan
I
city.
wouldn't want to live there. I don't like places with too many politicians. Politicians are not.
Yeah, Tallahassee is an interesting place because you got kind of like the town folk, and then
Hmm.
you got all of the university people, and then you have like all these lawyers there and politicians.
Yep.
It's like a three groups of people that live in Tallahassee. So it's
Yeah,
a
like
really
what's it, like the guy, like the gay dude
what's his name?
who's gonna
Andrew
Andrew, I forget.
Gilliam.
Gilliam, yeah.
Oh God, we ain't talked about him in a while. I wonder what he's up to.
Sitting in the cut trying to figure out how to make his comeback.
Okay.
All right, so
Continue.
Sion 13 says September was bloody for the stock market. What should we expect for the rest of the quarter? In a nutshell, you're going to see a lot of volatility connected to the debt ceiling back and forth. You have the Delta variant that's still a risk factor in the market. Consumer confidence is kind of waning, and also the Fed is going to start slowing down its pumping up of the economy, which all are gonna is gonna the happy days are probably kind of over. Like since see your big chance to make your big money was right when the pandemic started. Like anybody who started investing right when the pandemic began made a killing. That's why you saw so many people that wanted to become investors. Now that that fast money is kind of gone, so it's gonna be slim pickings from now on. But there's still money out there, but you got to be a little more picky about it. Let's see. So never Miriam says, "Thank you for everything. Thank you for your donation, by the way. That $5 will be put to good use. Can we have a Black Federation and council to study and make directives on Black affairs, farming, trades, education, etc.?" Well, that's the kind of thing that we're not doing that specific idea, but at the All Black National Convention, that's kind of the idea: is to have a Black brain trust of people that care about the community, that have the ability to solve problems and have access to resources and things like that. So we're meeting in Orlando October 29th and November 1st. Alicia will be there. She'll kind of be doing stuff on the relationship front, helping people match make and things like that. We had a great conversation about that matchmaker show with D1 and all that. And then also we covering everything from crypto to healthy food with Queen Afua. Queen Afua is going to be there, who's really good when it comes to Black health. And so go to allblacknationalconvention.com. Bring your family. We have a whole curriculum for children. Just a lot of good stuff. It's a beautiful resort right down the road from Disney. Let's see. Marcus says she got divorced to marry Boyce. No, she did.
Oh, Boyce,
No,
are you a homewrecker?
no, I'm not a homewrecker. I'm not a homewrecker. I have the utmost respect for your husband, and
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
I know. I would not. No, not in a million years.
I think
So
they're just being funny.
yeah, I know they were being funny, but yeah. Well, I'm glad to be married to you. But if you were married to someone else, I'd just be married to another
You
woman.
were very, I never knew you were ever interested in me until after I was free and single.
Well, this life is how it works.
Okay.
Will Washington says couldn't ask for a better first husband. That makes no sense. I agree, Will. That don't make no sense to me either.
See, there was a lot of positives with him. I'll just say that. And a
Okay.
lot of not so positives, clearly.
Well, that's life. Well,
Okay.
let's not. We definitely not here to say nothing negative about that man. He's a good dude, really
He
good guy.
really is,
Yeah,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
excellent co-parent and everything else. We all work together, raise the kids together. We try to have a mature family scenario all the way around, and I think we do. And that's what you want to aim for, everybody. Like if you get, everybody has complex families and baby mama drama a little bit or whatever, but if you can manage that and kind of make sure everybody is an adult, or if you're going into a situation like if you're going to marry somebody that has, where the kids in the house have a father or mother, look at the disposition of that person that you're going to be dealing with. It's like a coworker. Like, like if you got a crazy coworker, you don't take that job. You get a different job. So if Alicia's ex-husband had been crazy and terrible, I'm not going to walk into that. And I think that's an important thing for anybody to think about. I know that we can debate all day about what makes a high value or low value person, but I think that's personal. I can definitely identify scenarios that I consider to be low value scenarios. And it's a low value scenario to me was if I was going into a woman's life and she had all this baggage, chaos, and drama. I'm not trying to be a part of all that. Now, if
Yeah,
your drama,
baggage, chaos, and drama is a lot to deal with, wouldn't you say?
yeah, like you come in there, and you got a crazy three crazy baby daddies I got to deal with just to be with you. No, I'm not. I'm not climbing that wall. That's too much. You need to be sitting over there by yourself and be celibate or something because you obviously have enough problems to
A
solve.
whole bunch of men with a whole bunch of baby mamas.
Yeah, I'm a mathematician, but I do not want to solve that many problems. Seriously, so learn.
Kids coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah, make sure you know how
That's
to.
tough.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, and then you have guys that got kids everywhere and kids popping up.
Well, not women. Women usually don't have kids coming out of the woodwork. It's usually like the guys.
It's the guys. Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like, what? Another child? What's
yeah,
going on here?
yeah. Well, I remember one young lady I was talking to. Yeah, she told me, "Oh, my boyfriend just told me that his ex girlfriend just had a baby," and it was his, and he didn't know it was his at the time, or something crazy. Like I said, the guy been lying to you. You have, if you stay with him, then that means you. I ain't gonna call you stupid,
It's
but
just
sometimes
complex.
love can make you stupid. Let's just say that. I told her, I said, this is the beginning. God is trying to tell you something, and if you choose not to listen, you're gonna be paying the price for a long time. And she's been with the guy for many years, or been around him for many years, had a kid with him, and believe me, God told her a whole lot more after that. So Justin says it's my first time moving out of state and living with a woman. What 3 tips would you give? Should I give those tips, babe? Since I've lived with a woman, you've never lived with a woman.
Wait, he moved out of state
To
and
live with a
he's
woman.
living with a woman?
Yeah. Do you have any tips? What tips would you like to give?
Okay, so that's a big commitment on his part.
That's a big deal. I mean, that
Um
means he really likes this woman. I respect that.
I
That's
would
nice.
hope I would hope that he has so if he moved out of state, hopefully he's still employed.
Uh-huh.
And
Or has a source of income.
well, that's what I mean. Source
Right.
of income. Like I would hope he's not like totally giving everything up. But I'm just imagining like it just that could be very tenuous, you know.
No, I mean, but it's a challenge. Um, my tips I would give is patience. I think the word patience is really important for a relationship. Um, my other tip would be get help if you can. Like, maybe find some, get into self improvement, improve your relationship. Watch some videos, read some books. If you can afford a therapist, by
Yeah.
all means, get one so you can at least learn how to
Well,
communicate
I mean,
effectively.
that's good advice you would give anybody, but I'm thinking about in particular when you're moving out of town. So it's like you have left the people that you know. So where you came from, you suppose you're living somewhere and you work there and you know people there and your family is there and you uproot yourself and you move to her place. That can be kind of like you can lose a little bit of this power. You don't know anybody but your partner. And so I think my tip would be, not to say that your tips aren't that great, but I think my tip would be to get to know that town, like get apart from your partner. So what happens is that you just lean on your partner for help and advice. Like you want to have friends outside of your partner. So I say do some activities that can get to know people in your neighborhood or your community so that you can kind of know what's going on so that you don't rely you can become very needy, I'm imagining that you can become very needy on your partner for everything. Like,
Okay.
so try to get friends outside of your partner.
Okay. Next question.
Okay,
All
so
right.
we're done.
Okay, let me see.
Okay.
FX Karate Kid. Oh, this is a troll. He says, "Boys, do you think marrying a woman out of her prime lowered your value as a man, knowing she picked you after her divorce? Do you think that's beta?" Well,
So wait,
judging from.
so hold on. Okay, so let's. I mean, let's do. Okay, so marrying a
Well, first
woman.
of all, I mean, he's got a picture of Ralph Macchio, so clearly he's not a serious person,
Oh, okay. I was gonna
right?
take it seriously, but
But you
yeah,
can
sure,
you can
go.
answer seriously. You got. She wouldn't pick you, your raggedy
Well, I'm
ass.
sorry, Ralph Macchio. I'm not out of my prime, by the way. And I don't know, like, how could Boyce lower your value? I don't okay, so Boyce believes in it. I think everybody's valuable. I don't
Hmm.
know if there's anything such thing as a low value person. And what was the other one?
Oh,
Knowing that
yeah. So, do you think married, and then
she
maybe
picked
this is
you.
connected to like some of the Kwame Brown stuff. I think first of all, Kwame and his crew, they're kind of, they're just,
Wait, I thought they stopped talking about us. Are they
well,
still talking about
I
us?
don't know, but they
That'd be
they had
kind
a
of
lot to
cool if they
say.
are.
Well, I think Kwame, you could tell that guy's got problems, like mental problems. They probably maybe messing around with drugs or something, so he need to stop all that shit.
Well, we
But
don't we don't know that. There's no evidence of that, so I wouldn't say that about
well, when
somebody.
when you look at his eyes, I'll just tell you, I just think there's something
I
going on
I
there.
don't know. I don't think that would be good to say
That's
about
true. That
somebody because we
that
don't really know that.
that's not very nice. But but I think but seriously, like I mean, I think that if he was speculating on us, why not speculate on him?
Well, because I think like because of what he
Because
does.
he's like still his
I'm
feelings
just
are
saying
hurt.
something.
Oh, sorry.
I said just because he does it and it's wrong, that does not mean that we need to do the same thing.
That's so true. Thank you for making me mature.
You know.
But seriously though,
Uh huh.
like his feelings are hurt. because he went to the NBA and he was a bust, and now he's like still talking about it 30 years later.
Oh,
That's kind of weird. Anyway, next question. All
it,
right.
okay.
So,
I have something to say about that.
oh, what would you like to say, babe?
I mean, I can imagine how terrible that must be, where people thought that he was going to be like so successful, and he's still living with that. How many years later?
Yeah, 20. I mean, it's like I think he got drafted in 2001.
Yeah, I can imagine carrying that anger around in you for 20 years. That must
Yeah,
be pretty awful. So I look at him and I kind of like understand why he might be just mad at the world. You
yeah.
know, it
Well,
just makes sense, and that's too
every
bad.
other post is about who he's mad at today. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so I kind of look at him and I kind of like give it an understanding. I don't take it personal if he talks bad about me or whoever this person on this chat who said that. Like, I really don't take it personal because they don't know me. They don't even know us, not like
Well, this
that.
person
So,
that's it with an
mhm.
icon like that Karate Kid.
Ralph
He
Macchio, what you talking
right.
about? That was my guy back in the 80s.
Yeah, and he's not even a real person. He's not,
Yeah, but
like if you're a real person, you'll at least show your face. Like you're showing Ralph Macchio's face,
oh,
which
that's
means
not Ralph
you're
Macchio's not trolling us.
I
I'd
know,
be
right?
so happy if
Like if
Ralph
you're showing a
Macchio.
white man's face, that means you're scared to show your own. So let's move on.
Okay, we'll
Let's
move
move on
on.
to the real people in the chat. Okay.
Okay.
So Terrell says that he asked. He says this is an AMA. Ask me anything, and I asked respectfully. Yeah. Oh, somebody. I think somebody challenged Terrell because he asked that question about your ex-husband, and he's right. He's 100% correct. He said respectfully, and I appreciate that. I thought that to me that was a completely legit question. So I'm totally cool with what Terrell asked.
Okay.
And Mela agrees. She says you did ask respectfully. Absolutely. Let's see. I love you as a couple. Thanks for everything, says Carolyn. Well, thank you. We
Thanks,
love you.
Carolyn.
Let's see. Your next question is Shumanani says, Dr. Boyce, is Dogecoin dead or are we still going to the moon? I don't think you're going to the moon, man. I think especially if the market crashes, Dogecoin is going to be among the first to crash. It's easy to live on the cloud of fantasy when everything is overpriced, but when reality kind of hits and you sober up, it can kind of get kind of ugly. So just be careful with that. Um, Carol Johnson says the younger generation should know what a 401k can do for them. I agree 100%. You got to invest consistently if you want to be able to make money when you get older. You're not supposed to work until you die. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
not, something you're supposed to do. So don't think that that's how life is supposed to happen.
I think you know what I think that you should try to max out your 401k.
I
Like,
think
what is
so.
it, like 15% or twenty
Yeah.
percent?
If they,
It,
yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
to the best of your ability, that would be my. I'm not a finance person, Boyce, but I think to the best of your ability, max out your 401k, see what's left, and then live within those means.
Yeah, I
I
think
really do think,
that's a
yeah,
good philosophy,
I think
just like my grandma.
that would be my philosophy.
You're a
Okay.
smart lady. Um, let's see here. Charles says, "What's a good stock I can connect to my 401k or IRA Roth account?" I would do something that's like a ETF or like some
What's
sort
that
of
ETF?
exchange traded fund, and it's diverse. Like you can do the S&P 500 ETF, which allows you
Hmm.
to basically be connected to all the biggest companies in America and stuff. These tend to be good long term investments. They're not fancy, but they will do well. Carolyn says, "How can 40,000 black people disappear and no one knows? So you know what happened to one." I agree. I need to
Do you
go
think
and
it's like human trafficking or something?
I don't think it's that sinister necessarily, but I'm sure there's trafficking in there somewhere. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm at LSJ about it tomorrow. We'll see.
And nobody knows what happened to them.
Nobody knows.
Okay.
If you're a school teacher like yourself, how would you go about building wealth the best way? Um, just open up a standard investment account. Do something similar to like the $5 a day investing plan. If you go to firstsharestock.com, that's one good way to get started. And just literally, the $5 a day investing plan is basically something where I show that if you invest $5 a day, randomly, just randomly pick random stocks, just pick different stocks every week, that your money will grow. Just as fast as it would have if you were an expert. And this is something that's been done through tremendous amounts of academic research. So investing doesn't have to be complex. It really doesn't. So
And
the
this is outside of your 401k. So it's like
mhm.
max out your 401k and then outside of that buy stocks. I'm asking this question
Yeah,
because
I
people
would
might
say
not know
I would
this.
say do that. Yeah, because
Okay.
401ks have tax advantages, right? So I think starting with the 401k is a great way to go because that's usually free money and it's tax deferred
Mm.
and all that stuff.
See, I've never. Can I say something about stock, or do you want to move on to the next one?
No, go ahead, man. What you
I was
say?
gonna say like I've invested my 401k and then I got an IRA.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of like individual stocks, I was a little intimidated by that. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think like this is like a third thing you can do now because there was a question on 401k, there was a question on IRA. Now there's a question on stocks, and those are three different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know if people were clear about that, but
That's a good point. That's a good
all
point.
right, I'm
Yeah.
just trying to be a teacher, a student here.
No, that's a great question. A lot of people are confused by individual stocks, and that intimidation is what stops people from participating. And I would say don't overthink it and don't try to get cute. Like don't try
Yeah.
to pick the right stock at the right time. Don't go chasing penny stocks and quick flips. Putting all your money in Dogecoin. Do something basic and standard. Like
Hmm.
Vanguard has a whole bunch of mutual funds that are managed by experts where they're going to really work hard to protect your money. They're not going to grow it fast. Like your money's not going to flip overnight,
Hmm.
but it'll grow consistently. If you're consistently pouring money in there every year or every week, then after a few years you'll be in the top 20% in terms of wealth builders. So let's see here.
Okay.
Normalite is asking, what are some good books to read if I want to understand the power of the subconscious mind?
Oh my gosh, Joseph Murphy.
Okay.
What's his anything by him is beautiful. And there's another one, Van Fleet. Um,
Dan Fleet. Okay.
oh gosh, I gotta look up the name of the book. But anything else, we're at the point right now where you can just get on YouTube, the power of your subconscious mind, and like you could just like pull down so much stuff on YouTube and free books. And yeah, I think Joseph Murphy is like the best. What I like about him is that he takes a lot of things from the Bible. He'll take like Bible quotes and he'll just say, "This is what this really means," and you're just
Mm,
like, "Whoa, blown away,
very nice.
blown
Awesome.
away."
Awesome. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So Ruth Getting Things Done says, I will be attending the convention. What will the $150 get me? Well, the $150 at the All Black National Convention will get you access to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the backyard barbecue, all the panel discussions, all the breakout sessions on everything from relationships to growing your own food to pandemic politics to all kinds of stuff. You also get a chance to come in and we're going to do speed dating, which Alicia's going to head that, where we're going to connect B1 people, singles that want to meet other B1 singles and maybe make a love connection. And we're also going to do speed networking, where you can network and get together with other people from your community who think like you, so you can start businesses together and just, and just connect. So, long story short, there's a ton of things that will get you. Now, the VIP ticket gives you access to Monday. Monday is straight training. These are heavier, sorts of gatherings where it's specific instructional based. It's like, okay, here's how you do crypto. Here's how you do stock market stuff. Here's how you start your own, get your business going, stuff like that. So that's like a more advanced ticket. And then there's President Circle, which is more directed, like a small inner circle that I'm putting together that has a cap of maybe I want to say 20 people that where we can get together and we'll meet and talk and stuff like that. So
And the VIP ticket it gets you to the ball, the B1 ball.
the B1 ball in the
Yes,
award
come
show. Oh my
on.
God, that's gonna be so much fun. What's wrong with me? Stop it,
Yeah,
boy.
because if
Stop
you have
it.
a regular ticket, I don't think you can get in. No,
Yeah, yeah. And Queen of Fool will be there doing her healthy food thing.
come
Just a
on.
bad black woman right there. Yeah, so it's allblacknationalconvention.com. I hope you guys would come out, and we'd love for you to bring your family and your friends and all that stuff. We really want to do this Black independence thing. It's kind of tough. Like we live in a world where being Black and intelligent kind of puts you in the minority. But I want to find the other people out here that want to do better, want to be smart, want to break cycles, and aren't waiting on white people, aren't scared of anybody else, and are looking to build our families and build our community. So if that's you, we'd love to see you in Orlando. It's October 29th to November 1st. It's allblacknationalconvention.com. It's right there. Ronnie Reparations says, "Hey Doc, are the Fisher brothers good investment planners to handle my money?" I'm sorry, brother, I do not know the Fisher brothers. I apologize. Darren Hackett says, "What are your thoughts on 529 plans?" That's for college, right? If I'm not mistaken.
529. Oh, you started, so your child goes to a state school.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not so. I mean, I don't know. I would just, if I did it, I would want to make sure I could have the option of taking the money out and doing something else with it if I wanted to. I think college is good, but not everybody wants to go to college, and I don't think everybody should have to go. But I do think college can be a great experience. Um, did you have anything to say on that?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Abby Yant says, I met a chick who came up with two unknown kids after we dated that she never mentioned until we dated.
Oh my goodness, that is
Oof.
terrible.
That's a warning sign right
I
there.
wonder why she didn't tell you.
Damn, how you hiding kids?
Hide your kids.
How'd your wife hide your kids?
She hid her kids. No, that is. I wonder why she didn't tell you. I bet she felt embarrassed by
Yeah.
something. She probably had a story behind it that she didn't want to tell.
She never mentioned them until they were well into the relationship. Wow, that's deep.
Mm-hmm. She probably. Well, I mean, I understand like not introducing somebody to your child until well into the relationship. But in terms of like just hiding them, saying I don't have any children, and you actually did.
Like
I mean, that's
kids?
a little
What
bizarre.
kids? Ain't no kids up in here.
That's a little. I'm just curious about what her motivation was. What
It's
are you
like,
doing?
so I'm just taking a
You
screenshot.
just took a screenshot.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm just curious about like. I wonder why she would want to do that. It
So
has to be because she's
why is that
embarrassed.
baby crying in your
What
bedroom?
baby? That ain't no baby. What you talking about?
Ain't no baby in here.
What baby?
That's hilarious. That's almost comically sinister that a person that did she live with her kids, or did her kids like live with I
Oh, I
I
wonder if
would
the kids
would
live.
live like with the
She didn't have.
grandma.
Now you know what? If you like, suppose something happened, she didn't have custody of her children.
Hmm.
That can be embarrassing.
Well, you know what?
You know,
That's
like
true.
she's neglectful or
Okay.
some way, and I would be embarrassed by that.
You know what? That's a good one. That's a really good one. And
You
that's
know,
yeah, like
I'm just
and
speculating
I'm gonna
on
tell you,
why somebody would cover that up.
and you know what? I'm gonna tell you, I'm a little biased in the area. Like I'm a little biased on that. Like
What
if
do you mean?
if I was single and dating, and a woman told me like I don't have custody of my kids, like my kids are living with their grandma or whatever. Now if they're living with their dad, that's one thing. But if they like living with grandma, um, that would make me question you and your responsibility level as a mother. And I know that's probably a double standard.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
think I know I need to like not be like this, but I think that like if a woman doesn't have like full custody of her kids, I always look at them funny. And I
mm,
probably shouldn't. I shouldn't judge people for that because for whatever situation, sometimes the father should have custody too.
yeah, that's
Main
true.
custody. I mean, everybody has joint custody, but like
Hmm.
it's main. Who's the main
Yeah, I
caregiver? Like I
wouldn't.
shouldn't be like that, but I am like that.
Yeah, I admit, I appreciate. I always found it a woman's nurturing
Hmm.
capability to be an appealing part of who she was.
Hmm.
Like always knew you were a nurturer, and that made me more attracted to you. So I think that if I met a woman who either if her kids was living with like their grandma or with their dad, I would feel like, okay, so
What's going on?
you're trying to have fun. Either something's wrong with you, or you're trying to just party and have fun,
Yeah.
and you just want to live and have sex and whatever. And I know that's probably biased, but that wouldn't make me attracted to that woman. Maybe I would date her just for fun, but I wouldn't look at her and say, oh yeah, this is gonna be
Yeah.
my wife, because I wanted my wife to be a nurturer.
Yeah, but I think we should get away from that because I think that men can be nurturing too. And
Not like women. Men can't be what women
well,
are. I don't believe that.
some of that is just like what you've been told. It's just like it's just things that you say, okay, men shouldn't be as nurturing as women should be. But I think that men can be. I think that men can be. I don't think it's just a male thing to not
Mm,
be as nurturing. I've seen a lot of men in a lot of different situations be very loving and very nurturing to their children in a way where I think is just as effective as how women can be, honestly.
okay, good
I have
question.
seen that. So I think we need to get away from that,
Okay,
even
okay.
though I do feel biased about that.
All right, all
Okay,
right.
let's move on.
Let's keep going. Okay, so
Mhm.
let me see here. All right. Let me see here. Why live with a woman before marriage? I don't know. I lived with Alicia for a while, gave her some practice. That way if she was gonna kick me out, she could do it before it became legal.
What it's like with your crazy butt. I
Uh-huh.
don't. Anyway.
Um, let me see here. Ronnie Reparation says he's mad because he liked Bussy. Oh, I think he's talking about that Kwame Brown conversation.
What's what's bussy? Bussy.
Bussy is like feminine, like you're the bitchy, like a bitchy little. like but you little girl, I
Oh
guess. I don't
gosh.
know.
Okay, let's.
G says, Doc, love mellowed you out a little. You used to be Roberto Duran of Black Finance, and now you're the love doctor. In all honesty, you did what you had to do as a father, from what I can see. Maybe that did mellow me out. I mean, I think any man, if you're, with the woman you love, it does kind of soothe the savage beast a little bit. I'm still the guy I've always been, but in life you have to make transitions. You can't be the same person forever for your entire life. And I've always wanted to grow. Like I don't. I feel sorry for some of these rappers that
Rapping
25.
about the same stuff they rapped about
Yeah,
before.
yeah, like it's like the 2021, and you're still doing things you did in 1997. I never wanted to live like that. So I like showing different sides of myself, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's okay. I think it's happy to be who you are. Deborah Donaldson says, "What do you think of a man you met online, being talked to him for about 4 minutes, and he starts to ask me for large amounts of money to help his business?"
Oh no! Oh no! That sounds like a scam.
She said large amounts of money.
Yeah, that person's not genuine. That person's scamming you. Goodbye. Goodbye
Yeah,
to you.
yeah. Justin says, "What stock option that has dividends would you recommend? Stock option, or you mean like companies that pay high dividends? You can look up the highest dividend yielding stocks that are out there. I remember Chevron paid a high dividend. There's some others out there, of course, too." Ken Ramsey says, "Love y'all, beautiful couple. Love you too." Lawrence Mason, "Love the content you've been putting out for the people. Thank you. God bless you
Good
too, bro."
content, boys. Bravo, bravo, boys.
Yeah, the content thing is kind of fun.
Of course.
It's fun. Deborah Donaldson says 4 months. Oh, been talking to the man for 4 months.
Yeah, that's not long enough.
Yeah, you getting catfish, Deborah. Hang up on this dude.
Block him.
Block him, girl. Block him. I'm serious. Like if somebody, I
Stop.
mean, I think most of us know this, but I'll just say this: like if you're talking to somebody online, first of all, I think you need to meet that person in person within like the first couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Before you get too attached.
Let's take a look at you.
Yes.
And not no photo. I want to see a
Yes, I
live
want to see.
picture of
We
you.
zoom in at least. At least we're gonna. If you can't
I
zoom
gotta get a look
or
at you.
FaceTime with me, then fuck you. I don't want to hear. I don't care what your excuse is. If you are not willing to be in real life motion with me, where I can verify that you are a human being of the opposite sex, I'm going to make the assumption that you are catfishing me.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's catfishing.
Oof, my gosh.
Yeah.
And there people are sucking in too. I had a friend
And
like
they could be very attentive. People who do the catfishing stuff,
yeah,
they can really prey. They're predators.
well, they know how to say the right things. What they're doing is they're just taking advantage of people's loneliness.
They are.
And you just no, 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 no. I remember my friend was met this nice lady that lived in Africa and met her online. And I said, "Did she ask you for any money?" He said, "No, she didn't ask for any money. She's a professional. She has her own money. She sent me pictures of her house, blah, blah, blah." I said, "Okay, all right, that's cool." I said, "But if she ever asks you for money, you need to run." So she sends a message saying, "I need you to send me $2,000 so I can come visit you or whatever." And he was smart enough to walk away from that. Yeah. That catfish thing is real. Oh Lord. Let's see. SP Shy from Philly says, "I'm not a financing person either, but I did invest in the stock market and doing well. Thanks, Dr. Boyce." All right, SP. Well, I'm very, very happy for you, sister. Very glad I could support your journey. And by the way, Alicia's website is coachingwithdralicia.com, and her Instagram is coaching with Dr. Alicia. So feel free to take a look at that. She is a licensed therapist. She sees couples all the time, and she's a full professor of social work. So that's not a regular professor. That's a full professor. That's like the difference between being in the MBA and being an all-star. So shout out to this black woman.
I'm an all-star professor.
You are an all-star. I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you.
No.
You're the shit. All right. So Carol Johnson says, "Just like the knowledge you freely give for money because you don't have to." Oh, well, thank you very much. Very nice. People are being very complimentary tonight.
We got good energy. We got good vibes on Saturday night. That's what's up.
Why is the black community in America always getting infiltrated by leftists controlling the narrative within? Can you both, Dr. Alicia, speak to the mass psychological manipulation? Would you like to answer that first? And why is it so effective?
Okay, I'm more curious about how is it that it's just the leftists controlling the narrative. I think like there's the rights controlling America
Mm.
too.
Yeah, Fox
I
News
mean,
is
I
pretty
think
sneaky
they're
too.
pretty bad.
They're
Both
pretty
of
bad.
them are pretty sinister, and I don't really identify with either side necessarily.
Yeah.
Depending on the topic, I think we kind of swing back and forth
Yeah, I think
in
both. I
terms of
think both sides try to infiltrate the black
they do.
community, but I
Hmm.
feel like the left has been more successful,
Oh, in
and
their manipulation.
yeah,
Good grief!
and as a
Yeah.
result, have been more toxic and harmful. In the process.
It just it seemed like remember like when Barack Obama was president, it was almost like we all just became so complacent. We
Hmm.
just stopped paying attention. We were like, okay, Barack Obama's president. Let's just go to sleep now.
Well,
And like
what I
all
noticed
sorts
was
of manipulation
what I noticed
happened.
was like a lot of black folks felt very proud when he became president,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, "Okay, we're officially part of America now." So when Barack would make decisions about foreign policy, they would automatically support any decision Barack made
Mm-hmm.
because they were just like, "Well, yeah, we're making foreign policy decisions now." Like he began to speak for them, and people have to be careful. That's very dangerous.
Because here you go, you have a president who bombed African
He
countries.
bombed Libya.
He
He took
bombed
he
Libya.
knocked Gaddafi
A
out of power.
democratically elected president he bombed. Like I was done with him after that.
Yeah,
Like
that thing against
I
Libya
loved
was
him.
like,
I
whoa.
have to admit I really did was very ecstatic when Barack Obama became president. I was very happy up until when that happened, and then I was just done. Me and
Yeah,
you remember I talked to you on the phone and I was like, I cannot stand. That's how some of our first really good conversations was around how we were just disappointed in the presidency of Barack Obama
yeah,
in
that is
many
so
different. I mean,
true.
he did a lot of good things. I'm not gonna say he's nobody is 100% bad, So he did a lot of good things, but there was a lot of things that was very disappointing, and I was like really upset with it.
I agree.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. Around well, Dr. Boyce, have you been invited to appear on Earn Your Leisure? Really want to see you on there. No, I have not. I met the guys on Earn Your Leisure once. I wish them nothing but the best. I'm super proud and impressed of what they're accomplishing. They never invited me on, but that's okay. It's not their job to invite me on. It's their job to continue to get our people to invest and to do well. And I'll be watching from the sidelines, and I have tremendous admiration for what they're doing. So, we're changing the culture, and that's the goal. Darlene X, I really enjoy listening to you too. If I want to start the options program, I want to start the options program. If I do, will we meet at least once a week? Okay, well, the options program, I'm not doing anything live, but I have done options master classes, and I recorded everything. And so if you'd like to go have that experience, feel free to go to stockoptionsmasterclass.com. That's stockoptionsmasterclass.com. There's a lot of stuff we have in the Black Business School. There's a URL. I'll put that on the screen. So feel free to take a look at that. Ronnie Reparations. Your microphone sounds muffled. Does it? Uh-oh. Let me unplug it. Maybe that'll help. I don't know if that sounds better. Queen R says, I'm in your 102 program. Thank you. What Canadian investment tool or platform should I use to get started? I would probably look for, I have to Google it to find out what the popular apps are in Canada. But if you look up, Canadian investment apps or most popular investment apps in Canada, something will come up, and I would use that. I wouldn't use things that Americans are using, but the stock market dynamics in terms of how markets work are all the same worldwide. I am legend, says Dr. Boyce. You are the goat.
Yes,
Oh,
you
well,
are the goat, boys.
thank you. Well,
You're the goat for me.
oh baby, you're goatier. You're a big goat. You're a big delicious goat. Ruth, getting things done. I'm a school teacher, and I will only get Friday off, not Monday. Oh, I'm sorry, Ruth. Dorothea, 401k is not good when it comes to early withdrawal. So many stipulations and penalties.
No, no early withdrawal. I would not. I don't
Yeah,
recommend that.
yeah,
By the way.
that's true. Do y'all live in
Hmm.
a black neighborhood? Just curious. There are black people there, but I wouldn't call it a black neighborhood. No. We are buying property and all that stuff, and we do things.
We have property in black neighborhoods.
We do
How
have some
about
stuff
that?
in Southside Chicago, but
Hmm.
that's a legitimate question. So, next, let me see here. Oh, by the way, that's powernomics.com. That's where Dr. Claude Anderson's stuff is at. If you want to go take a look at that. Patrick says, "Oh shoot, I saw your question, Patrick." And let me hold on. Let me find Patrick again. Patrick is in here somewhere. Hold on, Patrick. I'm trying to find you, bro. Here we go, Dr. Boyce. Man, I sure do appreciate you providing the platform for Dr. Anderson. Thank you, thank you, Dr. Alicia. Thank you for supporting your husband. There we go. That's a comment.
I
And
hope you feel like I support you. Do you feel like I support you? I'm.
yes, you do.
My 100% intention is always to support you.
Well, the fact that you feel the need to say that right there means a lot. That means you're conscious about
Hmm.
supporting me. You
Well, I
know,
don't want to say it. I want you to feel it.
I appreciate that. All right, so
Okay.
next question. Tony Stark says, "You know, you're doing something right when someone is doing an entire show about you. How is this discussion helping the Black community?" Um,
I love that statement.
yeah, I agree. So Tony Stark, is he the same as Ralph Macchio earlier, who was talking
I
crazy,
don't
who's
know.
trolling? Maybe it's got different because I don't even understand how's this discussion helping the Black community. Okay, next question.
Okay.
No cap jobs define nurturing. Nurturing to me is something that where you know it when you see it. You know, like to me, I think women have a natural. I don't know. I just think like the way women, will just kind of like if you get hurt, like they'll make sure you're okay. If you get sick, they want to nurse you back to health. If
I
you,
think it's just being in tune with somebody. It's
mm,
like it's like looking at someone and putting yourself in that position and say, "Oh my goodness, if I had fallen down, I would be my feelings would be hurt, and I would need somebody to come and give me a hug." It's like
mm,
looking at them and saying, "Oh gosh, this is what having that empathy. This is what I would feel if I was in their shoes." Is
yeah,
that the same? Do you need something? It's
yeah.
just being in tune with another person. What you
Well,
gonna say?
yeah, I feel like women are natural givers of life. Like you give birth, men can't give birth.
Hmm.
So I think that life giving energy that women bring to the table, it shows itself in a lot of areas. Like women naturally improve you. Like if they see that your tie is crooked, they'll fix your tie. Or if
Hmm.
they feel like your room is dirty, they'll help you clean up your room. Like they just walk in and start cleaning up.
Well, I think
I've watched. I've seen that.
that's so
Do you know I've
true.
seen that? I've had female friends back when I was younger and single, and they would just come in, and if my room was a mess, they would just feel the need to start cleaning up.
Well, I think what that is called is femininity. And like I think men can get in touch with their feminine side and become nurturing. I think that's a balance. Like there are some men who are so in touch with this masculine side that they don't get in touch with their feminine side. And sometimes that can be hard, to be around them. And I think women can be so nurturing that they don't get in touch with their masculine side because they do have a masculine side. So it's all about like trying to get that balance. And I think men can be nurturing too in that way.
Yeah, let me see. Okay. All right, so let's see. Echo Lake Frost. Oh man, I'm gonna have to block somebody else out of
What
here.
did he say? What did he say?
He said something stupid. I'm not gonna pay
Okay, we
attention.
won't pay attention. Okay.
Aurora Connolly says, "How can someone start at 48 trying to save and build? You just do it. You just do it. Remember, wealth is a team sport. So the game begins at your death. It doesn't
Hmm.
start and end with your life. So think about your kids. Think about the people behind you. You got 100 years from now, you're gonna have descendants that are gonna need that wealth. If you start investing for them right now, if you start investing like $1 a day for your great grandkids, like they'll be multimillionaires because that's how compound interest works. So stop thinking about your own life. Think about think about the lives of the people you leave behind. Carol Johnson says, "Don't mellow out. We need your knowledge about finances." Oh, I ain't mellowing out. I'm still on the job. Um, let's see here. Congratulations to you both. Thank you. Ken Ramsey says Alicia's super sweet. I love her. She's an expert. She knows her stuff.
All right.
Yes, she does.
Thank you.
Sonny says Obama and Larry Sinclair.
Oh,
Okay, I don't know Larry Sinclair. Do you? And he says Obama's not ADOS. Obama spoke bad about black men. Oh,
he does. He had this sort of hatred toward black people. I
well, I wouldn't
noticed.
call it hatred. I would
He
call
just
it
he talked with them
he
about
he
them with such contempt. I
and he
thought.
did he did speak down on black people. He
Yeah,
like he
in
spoke
a way that
he spoke to black people like he has some sort of special license to bark at us in ways that he didn't do that with anybody else.
no other president could have gotten away with any of that stuff.
Mm-mm. No, if the white man had said that, we would have ate his ass
Oh
up.
my goodness, if Donald Trump had bombed Libya,
Oh
we
God,
would just be like, the whole
that's
world would be
racist.
like,
That's
what?
racist.
But because it was Barack Obama, it's like we gave him a pass that he just did not deserve.
Well, Obama's little whipping boy was Al Sharpton, and he was his pet, his tool. And so one of the things Al Sharpton did that was really funny to me was I remember after Obama had done. Think about this. So I watched Al Sharpton back. Remember he had the MSNBC show, and everybody knew he didn't have no business having a show because he can barely like get one sentence out of his mouth without stumbling over the words. So Al Sharpton had this MSNBC show. He had a Trump guy on, and he's like, and he brings up the racial wealth gap, and he says, "What is the Trump administration doing to close the racial wealth gap?" And I said, I was laughing. I said, "Negro, Obama was in office for 8 years, and
Yeah.
you never once asked him that question. You never once asked a single person from the Obama administration about closing the racial wealth gap. But now that Trump's in, it's like it's racist because y'all not closing the racial wealth gap. Well, of course they're not going to do it because you wouldn't even do it when your people had power. When the black guy was in, he wasn't going to do it. So the white guys, remember Mitch McConnell said, they said, "How do you feel about reparations?" He said, "Well, I agree with President Obama. The reparations shouldn't be paid." He literally hid behind Obama. He used
Very
Obama's cover.
nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was very
Yeah.
smart. Very smart. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
okay, a couple more questions. Then we go bounce out of here.
Okay.
Let's see here. Let's see, Never Miriam says, "Dr. Boyce, is your company hiring customer service, office assistant, etc.?" Actually, I'm gonna just say the email address, and you can email this address if you're looking to, because we are looking to actually hire like someone to help with production stuff, and we're also interested in sharing our platform with people that want to create content and stuff. So the email address is Teresa. That's spelled Teressa, Teresa at boycewatkins.com. So if you want to apply for something, send your resume to Teresa at boycewatkins.com, and Teresa can get your information to the right place. Teressa. If somebody could type that in, I'd appreciate it. Teresa at boycewatkins.com. All right, let's see. G Badger says, "Doc, I've never seen you so happy. I didn't finish what I was writing. I am sending you to love, peace, friendship, and consciousness that I can. Next level of consciousness is here." It's very nice. Thank you.
What's up?
Very nice, very kind, light statement. Thank you. Um, Dakota says, "I'm 23 and I started taking serious buying assets because of you. No kids, no debt." Shout out to Dakota, Big Bunny Dakota. Let's see here. Silver Surfer says, "You weren't her first choice." Babe, was I your first choice? Or was I sloppy seconds? Was I the guy that you dated after all your options were gone?
You know, I I really wonder what would have happened if you had shown interest in me the 3 years I was single when we first met.
Yeah.
Like, you did not like I wasn't dating anybody. I was just on the phone listening to you talk about all your girlfriends because you had a lot of girlfriends. You didn't have girlfriends all at once, but you were like, "I'm dating this girl," and blah blah blah. That was when we first met
I
each
would
other.
tell you.
Hold on. I want to say something. When we first met, I'm sitting in my dorm, single as I can be, listening to you talk about one girlfriend, and then that didn't work. And then I listened to you talk about the next girlfriend, and then that didn't work. And I am just as single as they come. And you never, never. I feel like I'm your like not second choice. I'm like your, I don't know how many women you dated since then while I was single, but I must be your like 10th choice, by the way.
Well, that's not true. And
What you mean that's not true?
From my perspective, but don't let me give it to you from my point of view.
Okay, your point of view.
I was attracted to you, and I'm not gonna lie. It's hard to admit, but sometimes like I was young, I didn't really know how to really approach women like that, and I never wanted to be like that.
Were these women knocking on your door?
Listen,
because you definitely had girlfriends.
Well, actually, they would. It's like some of those situations where I would just get to know her, we become friends, and then one day it would slip up where I'd get a sense that she was interested in me. I didn't know you were interested in me either, and I kind of felt like I saw like all these athletes hitting on you and all these guys, and honestly, I was like, I ain't trying to. I don't even know what to really say. Like I didn't really know if you
okay,
it
I
would
can
return
see that.
right.
Yeah,
And
I can see that.
so I just kind of was okay with being your friend, and I think that it's I'm be sure it's embarrassing. It's a little embarrassing to say now because I had nothing to be afraid of. But at that time, I was a very shy person. I didn't know how to approach women. I wasn't into the art of macking. I wasn't that type of guy. And I was the nice guy. And I now I defend the nice guy because I think a lot of
Hmm.
ladies overlook the nice guy. I'm not that you did. I don't think you overlooked me. But, I saw women who thought that being nice was whack. And I learned over time, like, no, a man's supposed to be nice to you. You should have a man that treats you well and all that. Now I didn't get all the coaching I needed. Remember, I had a father that left me or that wasn't in my life. And then I had a stepfather that didn't teach me certain things like here's how you approach a girl. This is what you're
I
supposed to
don't
say.
know if father
I
do
didn't know.
fathers normally
Yes,
do
they do.
that.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So long story short, but
Okay,
listen,
I just
listen,
wasn't sure.
listen.
Okay. Hmm.
So in hindsight, though, here's the thing. Like sometimes I thought about it and said, I wonder what would have happened if we had gotten together way back then. And the truth is, I'm
Do you
actually,
think it
I
would have not worked?
well,
We
I
would
don't.
have been together. We would have been
We w-
attached at the
we
hip.
would have been a great couple. But the thing about it is, I lived. I
It would have
lived.
been
I had a
stormy.
great life before we got married. Meaning, I got a chance to live and explore the things I wanted to do. And I really actually kind of agree with what Dave Chappelle said in one of his skits where he said he talked about a friend he had that was 25 and met the love of his life, was gonna get married. And he said, if she's such a great woman, you might want to save her for later in life. I'm not a person that believes a man should be getting married in his 20s most of the time. I don't think I would have
Well, I
known.
don't know if we would
I
have
wouldn't have.
been married in our
Yeah, I wouldn't have
twenties.
been ready to be a good husband before the age of 35. And that sounds crazy to say, but honestly, I just wasn't. It was just a lot of work. So I knew I was going to get married in my
Who
40s.
knows what would have happened? Who
Yeah,
knows what would have happened? I'm just like, I just really wonder what it would have been like if
it
we
would
had
have.
dated way back then. That would
I've
have been
I've
like,
wondered about it.
and I never, and I honest to goodness, looking back at the women you were dating then, they did not look or act anything like me. So I was like, wow, Boyce has a type, and I am not his type. Like that is seriously what came over me during that time
Yeah. Well,
because they
that's
were
what.
nothing like me.
Well, I have. They were like you. You just in ways you just
I
didn't know.
I didn't see it.
There, I could tell. Well, after we get done, I'll tell you how they were similar to you and
Well,
different.
they
But
definitely
anyway,
they
anyway,
didn't look like me and didn't act how I saw them behave was nothing like me.
yeah. Well, that's okay, and it's fine. I enjoyed having you as my friend. Like that, like that friendship. Actually,
Hmm.
that's why I think about this. So I became kind of famous, and I was going around the world. Suddenly, meeting women was much much easier than it had ever been. I met women when I wasn't famous. When I became famous, they were everywhere. And what happens is D1 was, and I were talking to you about today, is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
there's a distrust that comes with that because there are people that fall in love with the idea of being with you because they want to be with a famous guy, they want to be with a rich guy, they want to be with a guy who has all this status and power, but they don't really like you. It takes them because they don't even know you. And so
Ah,
so
okay.
you know so if somebody has ma- like you become like a fetish for them, they don't really want to be with you as a person. So when it came time for me to pick a woman I could trust, I picked a woman that I had been friends with for a long time because I know that we were super cool before any of this happened.
Which is so funny because it wasn't until we started dating that I became your Facebook friend.
Yeah, you had no
I
idea.
wasn't even your Facebook friend. I'm like, how did you get all these people on Facebook to listen to you talk?
Like
I
why
was
why
like,
why are
what
these
was
people?
this?
We're walking around Chicago and she's like,
I was
why,
like, why are these
boys?
people?
She's like, boys, why are all these people stopping you and talking to you? Like, what's going on?
I was totally clueless. I think because I was just so into my own little world. I
Yeah,
had no idea. And if I wanted to talk to you, it's just so funny. Like if you want to talk to your friend, back then I never thought if I want to connect with Boyce, I'm gonna go on social media and do it that way. Like that never would have crossed my mind. I just call you on the phone. I got your phone number. I'll just call you. Like
yeah.
it never crossed my mind that I should probably look you up. Why
Well,
would I look you up when I got your phone number?
I don't know. Well, either way though,
Anyway,
it worked. Like it worked for me in
maybe it
terms
was
of
supposed to just
the
be
life
this
I
way.
wanted. Yeah, I didn't want to meet the love of my life at 26.
Yes, you
I
did.
didn't. I didn't. I did. I had a great relationships back then. I thought I did because you're 26. You don't know nothing. You think you're old, but you're like super young. You're a baby. So I was happy. Like I went and I was able to literally go hard with my PhD. go hard with the first 10 years after I got my doctorate of academic, nothing but research
That's so.
and building my business
It's
out.
so funny because that's what I was doing. I was going hard getting my
Yeah, but you were
PhD.
also going hard raising kids.
I was raising kids, so I was
Right.
going hard with my PhD. I was going hard, making sure I got tenure, which was tough. First of all, it is tough. It was a chore just getting into a PhD program. Can I just say that? And then it was just tough. First of all, it's tough getting your license because you have to study. And I overstudied because I always overstudy for everything. You overstudy. I was 7 months pregnant when I took that test, by the way. I'm real proud of that. I passed that sucker because I knew there's no way I was going to take it again. So I understand what you mean. That's all I'm saying. You go hard at everything because you want to do well and be well.
Yeah, like I was going hard at that one thing. Like I was not going. I was doing hardly nothing else.
Well, I was doing nothing else.
No, but you had kids. Like you
I
can't.
did have
You
children.
can't just like not feed your kids. Like you gotta like that. You know, like so it wasn't like I was yeah. In my 30s, I deliberately enjoyed having a one-dimensional life because I wanted to be the best in the world at what I did. I had no problem with that, and so I had relationships during that time, but for the most part, I knew I would do that.
How romantic, though? I'm sorry to cut you off, but how romantic would it have been if me and you had gotten together and both of us had been in a PhD program together and we had this child? Suppose we had a child. And we're just like in a PhD program together, studying together and raising this child together. I think that is like so romantic. Living in university housing is meager beginnings, Boyce. That would have been so. I think that's so romantic and cool.
Well, in
my fantasy head, I fantasized that would have been our life early on.
In hindsight, I wouldn't have rejected that. I mean, I didn't. I honestly didn't even know, even when we were younger, that how serious of a scholar you were. Like when I didn't really see your work ethic up close until we started dating. And I was like, damn, she really works hard. Like she's really into, and now I see it, I didn't know these things when we were friends. I just knew you were my friend and that was it.
Yeah.
I liked the path we took and I felt good when I was finally ready to be marrying somebody that has known me for a long time. I didn't want, I met new women and they were interesting and nice and all that. Maybe some of them would have been decent spouses, but you just, you get to a point when you get really out there publicly, you can't just be. So I don't know. It creates a little trust issues sometimes.
You don't know.
Yeah, because it's just people fall in love with the icing. Not they don't know nothing about the cake. They just see the layer. They see the surface stuff. They see, like, oh, if I'm dating Dr. Boyce, then I can get into concerts and exclusive clubs and meet famous people and, that's just not, that's not, you can't, you don't know, you never know when there's like a Trojan horse entering into your life. And so I knew you for a long time, so I knew what I was getting. And I think that's why I would encourage people to really think about that friendship piece, because that friendship is a good foundation to a relationship.
Yeah, because you know what? Your love is going to be tested. Your friendship is tested too. Yeah, our love has been tested.
Yeah, and the friendship is tested. Another layer, that kind of helps work through those challenges, But anyway, Don Beats is asking about. It looks like you're asking about Powernomics. Are they going to make an audio book? No, Dr. Anderson isn't. He's very tired, so I don't think he's going to do an audio book. But we do a book.
Anybody can audio it.
Yeah, they actually.
Someone else could just come in and read it.
That's true.
I think it's better.
Well, I've been reading Powernomics. Like we have a book club. We're not Powernomics, but we're going through one of Dr. Anderson's books right now. Yeah, we do that every Wednesday night at 8:30. So if you guys want to join, you can go to blackkeystogreatness.com.
Is it possible to get like Claude Anderson's book in audio form? Like I think that would be really nice if to get, I guess that would be up to him, but to get a good professional reader to just come and just read the books.
Well, you got to ask permission. You can't just do it. Yeah. I mean, we talked about it, and they've said they're going to make the decision in their own time. So I'm not.
Okay. Good. There's my answer.
Yeah, I'm not going to push that issue for sure. Okay. But let's see here. All right. So it looks like we've covered.
Are people out of questions?
No, there's a lot of stuff there.
Okay, we're just out of time.
Yeah. I'm getting sleepy.
You are your voice is cracking a little bit.
Yeah, you hear my voice.
You've done a lot of podcasts today. You've been a hardworking person.
That Barry Manilow voice, or not Barry Manilow, Barry White.
Barry White, Barry Manilow.
Doodle day, baby. Oh yeah, okay, all right. So in my Barry Manilow voice, or Barry White voice, not Barry Manilow, Barry White voice.
They're two different people.
Yeah,
That's
I
so
know.
funny.
That's so crazy. All right, I just want to say, hey, good night, everybody. We love you, and also, I'll share Alicia's Instagram. You can follow on Instagram at Coaching with Dr. Alicia. So we'll do these sessions every now and then. We'll just answer questions, and it's sorry if we didn't get to your question, but I think we probably covered about 70 or 80 questions tonight, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So have a good night, everybody, and we will talk to you soon.
Bye-bye, everyone.